I'm still muted on my thing, but
Um, and it's right here.
I see.
Yeah, I think so, but
That's
that's okay. There we go.
and me too.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Okay. Awesome.
And then can you just on a second window, can you check and see if we're streaming on YouTube or on my Facebook? And either way,
Yeah,
hello
I
everybody.
I think we can begin. Welcome to the Church of Flames, Week 2 in the Temple of Equality. Um, Today is covering a portion of the church that has been relevant since its inception. Um, and I've got Clayton here, president of the church. He's the one that's live every Wednesday. And it's a kind of celebration that he really resonated with called Lovefest Day. And it was created by and brought to his form an astrologer by the name of Christopher Witecki, who many of us have been following for quite some time. And he created this idea by noticing that the behaviors of people were a little different, a little more skippity doodah on the day that the Venus and Moon crossed. And so we're going to talk about that day today in this little chat and go over some of our experiences with that if we've ever had any. So, again, I'm Erin, and I am the president of the Temple of Equality in the Church of Flames. This is Clayton Allred. He's the president of Co-Flames. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Um, that was just a brief introduction into what Lovefest Day is. What is Lovefest Day? Like, can you give a little bit of history of what it is to you?
Well, I mean, yes. So Christopher Witecki has personally inspired me in a multitude of ways, and I've seen him show up, show up, show up, show up, and put his new. I got like witness his putting his step system into the world for the first time a long time ago, and that's uh, seeing him step into that practice and Lovefest Day. I don't know exactly what the story is. That's for Christopher to tell, and I don't know the history of it other than my first awareness of it was Chris saying, it's something that we're celebrating and Happy Love Fest Day. It was coined on his show quite often, spoken
Mm-hmm.
on it, every time the Love Fest was coming up.
Yeah. And it happens once every about 28 to 30 days because that is how long it takes for the moon to make a whole cycle around the astrology chart. So, in some time during those days, it's going to pass the beautiful planet of Venus as she moves through the wheel as well. And so, on this day, um,
On YouTube.
oh, okay.
Well, I appreciate you all's
Yeah.
effort, and I trust in universal perfectness, and it's all lessons.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're going to continue to tell you about Love Fest Day.
Yeah.
Can you still hear us? Perfect. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
It'd be like a radio program, and I always wanted to do radio. So maybe this is a little bit of sprinkle of those Love Fest days that we get. Um, because Love Fest Day is in 2 days.
2 days.
So on Wednesday, we're going to be celebrating this. And there's just a kind of guided way that Clayton celebrates Love Fest Day. Um, that it's like if something is is manifest and brought into its purpose, we're all going to find our own means of expanding that. And Clayton has expanded on that in his way, as represented through the church. And I really like it. You brought up the step system earlier, and that's a whole different thing. Again, we're going to, over the course of our lives, give a lot of credit to Christopher Witecki because he has manifested so many ideas that resonate with us that we can, continue our path on and without judgment. It's a very cool uh, expression that we have that we work on. So, Lovefest Day, in those once every 28 days. Um, what's your favorite part of your celebration? Which part is your favorite part? Do you have one in your?
Well, for me, it's loving
Mhm.
myself. You know, and really, so she was mentioning I have a particular way that I do myself and that I promote. But at the same time, like she said, that's not where everybody's at, and there's all kinds of different ways to celebrate Love Fest Day. And I think the most important thing is that um, you're giving yourself a little extra love, whatever that looks like. And the more you get used to giving yourself love, the easier it gets, the more you can receive it, the more, sometimes, like in breaking through, uh, it's kind of like fake it till you make it. But you know what? I, when you give yourself love, it just all of a sudden, now all of a sudden you have just a little, and you're okay, and you give yourself, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I do love myself.
And it's great because in this, where we only have to remember once a month, maybe it's really hard for us to remember to love ourselves. I can tell you if you feel that way, you're not alone. But it really does just take some practice and a little bit of time and courage and learning yourself. And so I love where Christopher Witecki, created this with a way that you can start to get into different patterns. Okay, Venus and the moon cross. And so we can practice our Venus, or we can practice Venus as she would appear through those signs in loving grace to ourselves and others through that day. So it's kind of teaching us more about ourselves, more about astrology, more about all the things we're going to go further and further into over these next weeks. Such as our human design and our gene keys, and there's so much, but it's really all just a map. And so, starting simply with, hey, once a month, take note. It's listed, by the way, on our website. You can go there now and get the whole year's Love Fest Day and the degree it's at. And you can start studying kind of yourself that way. Um,
It's the only thing that we have control over. It's ourselves, our mind. And when I start looking at myself deeper and deeper and deeper, it gives me a deeper understanding of myself, compassion for myself, and an understanding of others through my own experiences and my own chart and my own study. And then all of a sudden, I feel like um, that's looking at the world through a completely different set of lenses. And I think that it starts with ourselves.
uh, Absolutely, everything moves in this pattern, no matter what energy, like cellular and source, does that too. We just forget that. And some of us have different variables that make that less of a tendency, or we come in it from different angles, and we have these life stories and life experiences that we're living through.
Or I don't have time. I don't
That's
have
a huge
time
one.
to sit down and love myself. I don't have time to give myself a foot bath and a foot massage. Uh, and I got too many things to do to sit down and give my. And I think that just setting one day aside where we can like really embrace and celebrate that and
Mm-hmm.
promote that, I think that that's super important um, for us.
Mhm.
Super important.
And it's awesome also because on that one day, the the more numbers you have celebrating within specific frequencies, the more the energetic flow of the entire beingness of our moment can change on a huge ripple.
Yeah, I mean, huge. And think about as this holiday grows and more people start celebrating it, more people are loving themselves, more people are doing random acts of kindness and or well thought out acts of kindness, and people are reaching out to their loved ones and people that have impacted their lives dramatically and sharing with them their my gratitude for how they've shown up in my life and giving people the opportunity to do those things, but also inviting the conversation of what are ways that you celebrate Love Fest Day or ideas of, you can really take it to whatever level you want and whatever resonates with you. And I think that
Mhm.
that's uh, super important too.
Yeah, and I love the twist with the moon. The moon representing our emotions, but Love Fest Day isn't like a full moon and a new moon. It's going to have these variables of when it's going to hit. So you also can start to learn with the different energies from the moon, which are huge aspects in your correlation to how you energetically flow. It's quite fascinating. And so it kind of gives an opportunity for you to have that connection in that moment and realize that in the end you're trying to get to I love myself, you know,
Yeah.
and that can be a challenging, hard, rough road, but it takes practice. We're almost untrained in how to love ourselves, and this gives you an opportunity to open up to it. And it was not easy for me. It just was not easy for me to get there. But I got there. And it's so much easier. It's so much easier to call people. It's so much easier to ask for help. It's so much easier to have deep conversations because of kind of broken cycles that I just wasn't there. But now I'm closer and closer. It's one of those, like, I mean, you could
You're in
go on and
flux.
on and on, and make sure you do something you love. At least try every day, but if you can't, even just doing something you love is showing yourself that you love yourself. Like, I'm going to honor myself and I'm going to give myself the time to do what I love to do because honestly, that's what you're going to do best of anything. So take time for it. And that's an expression of self love that you probably do celebrate more often than once a month, I hope. And so take note of how great of a job you're doing while you're just flowing through, and you learn a lot. It's a very expansive, just simple thing to do once a month. And so on Wednesday, of course, we're going to invite you back because it's going to be Love Fest Day, and Clayton is going to be live for his weekly sermon, and I'm sure that the more people we got to join, the more just powerful and engaging just an ocean of yeah, it's really cool. So it's been a really adamant part of this church's growth, and it really look into different ways that you can do that because you start to get that pattern becomes easier and easier every day. So when that next Love Fest day comes around, like you're working whole different angles in life because you're different growths, and I love it, and I can't wait for it to catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it really provides beautiful opportunity because you're it's all about taking time and space to call your dear friend that impacted you 20 years ago that you haven't talked to forever that deeply impacted your life and making that connection and sharing that gratitude and opening who knows
Think
what?
of what that does for your intuition.
Yeah, yeah,
Listening and remembering and doing.
and honoring and shared because often those friends that are coming to mind, they'd really love to hear about how they deeply impacted your life,
Right. You're
and they'd
thinking
love
of
to
them right
connect.
now.
Yeah, so
And
if you're inspired to call your grandma, call your grandma. Like,
yeah, you can't call enough people and say, I just want to remind you that I love you. They're going to be like, yeah,
yeah,
that's just, yeah. Um, and then, you start to just call and just see how people are and just see how you are. It's a good check in and you get to have great conversations.
yeah, and incredible
Mhm.
conversations, and a lot of healing things too, just naturally come up, or
And it
um,
can be done in so many different emotional fields, whether it's laughing over a memory or bonding over a loss. And so
getting together with
getting,
a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or even that maybe you have. I don't know.
yeah,
There's no rules. It's just more um, creating time and space, focus attention, loving attention, one, to yourself, on whatever capacity you're open to
yeah,
receiving and giving with yourself. But what a beautiful thing for an opportunity to explore.
and when the energies are at the prime
Yeah.
space for that particular remembrance of the moon and Venus and how they're dancing in the sky together. And what better dance? So, I would really love to hear what other members do for Love Fest Day to honor themselves or honor others. I would love for that to be shared because we're not live. If you could, either in your written story or if you can record it like we are right now in just a conversation piece, so that we can start spreading different ideas for Love Fest Day because people are at different levels, and the more like variations of angles that we can come in with is just going to be there in support of each other. And that's what I want to see here on Team Equality is living and loving support of each other. And I mean, that alone is celebration of it. So do please, leave some stories below, however you want to engage. And don't forget to join on Wednesday because Clayton will probably do his live
I will be
Love Fest.
doing,
So I'm like,
yeah.
don't do that or else they've unseen it. And we'd love it if you'd show up on Wednesday also. So I think we'll hold off and let that be the time and date. If we're live anywhere and we can see any questions, I could answer them, but I don't know. This is our first time going this way and we're all learning together. That's
Yeah.
why we're going to learn all the formats together. Equality is going to teach you so much about this organization that we're building. Um, and if you feel it, it's right, come along.
Yeah, I think that it's definitely something that we as the human race, need to start like really opening up conversation about, exploring, uh, shifting our focus and attention so that we can see the beauty in everybody and look through the faults, and shift within. Anything that happens by setting aside time and space
You
to
have
give
to
yourself.
practice tenderness. It's the city. It's the city of equality, and that is so cool. You don't see. Well, I think it's I, and so that tenderness is both in that motherly nurture that you give to so many, um, and I love that because that's equality. I mean, that is Lovefest Day. Every day is looking at things through the eyes of tenderness. I'm lucky because I have it prime in my chart.
And so that's what one of the things I'm excited about this 8 week program that Erin has created
Thank
as
you.
equality,
Thank you.
because it's a really a dive into what this church is all about. And you go through each one of these things in equality that give you a grand, much bigger perspective of what we are doing and what we are creating as an organization. And people looking inside themselves and getting familiar with I, my particular me, right? And this is we're going to be exploring the gene keys and human design.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about how to. Um,
I think it's a wonderful time actually to ask you, and anybody who's watched is aware, but on week 5 or 6, do you mind coming in and doing like we did today, only with the I Ching? I've explained to them that you'll just be better at it. So, if you're really available to do
yes,
that.
I can
Awesome.
do that. Yes.
See, I told you. Okay. Is we're going to go into that before we go into human design and human keys, or else it kind of just gets backwards in my whole way of being able to deliver. So, thank you. We'll talk about that more later. Anyway, do you have anything more that you want to add about Love Fest Day or anything else that we can talk about, or any
Uh,
weird random thoughts of the day?
I do. I feel like for those that like, if it feels weird, do it anyway. Like, uh, you know, I'm pretty weird, but I'm also very beautiful, and you are too. And the more we're conscious and aware of that, and the more we're feeding that within ourselves, the more we're holding each other in integrity and in harmony on in higher states. And that is the opposite of depression. That's called community. That's real community.
Authenticity. It's straight up is just how authenticity appears.
You really are a snowflake, you know,
It's
and you're
true.
a beautiful snowflake. And we're all in service to one another. And the more we can explore that and explore ourselves and explore relationships, like the deeper our understanding is, and the more we can relate with one another. And that's in order to like really create a peaceful, loving planet, which is my goal. Absolutely, that's my goal. Um, if in order to do that, we need to learn how to relate to one another on much more compassionate, loving levels. And we need to start listening, and we need to start looking inside ourselves to do that. So that's I'm stoked for Love Fest Day because I think that it just does that, and it's your relationship with this, with how you choose to celebrate it. We're just saying, hey, take that day and spread a little extra love, both with yourself and others, and you can do that to whatever degree you want.
Yeah,
and that's going to create a ripple effect, and it's going to continue to take. And
I mean, it could be as easy as I'm going to do a journal write. I've been holding a lot in and just getting rid of it.
Spending the time to write it all
Just
out.
get it.
Let
Yep.
it go.
So, yep. So that can
Maybe
begin.
even burning it, you know.
Yeah. However,
All
whatever.
kinds of ways to celebrate Love Fest Day, and we'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Part of teamwork makes dream work is we all inspire one another.
Yeah, we should never stop talking about Love Fest Day. Like all we could be like, oh yeah, I finally had time to sit down and talk about Love Fest Day. Like it keep the conversation going because it's putting that energy out there, and it's just how sometimes you just want to read the comments.
I do want to say one other thing. As we're going through these weeks, I invite everybody that uh, resonates as a member of this organization. I invite you all to actually follow through these and actually practice the things that we are sharing, and come to your own understanding of the value and importance of what we are presenting, because it is from a space of love. It's not any one dogma, and it is all about your relationship with yourself. And we're inviting you to do what you love, do what you love, find what you love, do it, and to love yourself, and to collectively uh, hold each other up, lift each other up, elevate instead of tearing each other down. And we're building abundance instead of scarcity. And that is us coming together. That's connecting.
Yeah. And if you don't know what you love yet, that's a thing. Explore it. If you get called somewhere or to do something, try to do that. There's a reason that that's happening, and you will once you find what you love, you'll know it, and you'll have and sometimes it changes. You know, like I had a job I loved, that it wasn't my time to do that anymore. Now I'm doing this, and it's a whole different experience, and I'm very grateful and blessed, and it's been quite transitions to get here. We can go over that and realize to slowly go.
And then, yeah, that's what we're really exploring in this temple that Aaron is the president of, is equality. What is that? How, like, and really, because we're focusing our attention, we're discovering. We're going to discover with each other. I'm discovering as we're going along, and this is a beautiful thing for us to dive into. I feel as individuals.
And as we are going through the next weeks and we're practicing these, it's going to draw us closer and closer to what we love, or into different aspects of the learning of what we love, because the learning never stops. And the I don't, I've been in such a lucky flow lately, but I guess it's because I'm practicing these things. But like sometimes you have days that are more difficult. Like, I mean, today's kind of been a difficult day. 2 days before Lovefest Day, if you live in Utah, it's been an emotional roller coaster ride for many people today. And it's got a hurricane out there, but we're still,
And that's the thing is we do have the freedom in mind to consciously choose whatever state we're going to embody,
and I
and
wonder
whatever we're going to choose to experience, and what we're going to choose to focus our attention on.
if enough people got sticks and toys in their hands, maybe there could be enough energy to keep that or those hurricanes off the shore. But we're gonna have to start practicing anyway.
Hurricane protection.
Hurricane protection. Yeah, it's been fire on the beaches, huh? Anyway, we have some of that to do this week. So we're gonna be doing what we love. Lucky us, we're gonna be doing that in Las Vegas, and I mean, see how it's working out. I mean, anyway, happy Love Fest, everybody.
Happy Lovefest Day, which is today's
On
Wednesday.
Yeah, Clayton will be going
August
live
20th.
At
3:33 Mountain Standard Time
on Wednesday with Love Fest Day, and we look forward to it. So join us. The conversation's always fun, huh, Aaron? It sure is.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, if you have any questions, post them below. I'm more than happy to start a discussion and start really just, building this beautiful, beautiful organization up in the organic way that is so us, that it's just, I don't know, you just know. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll see you next week. Yeah.